Now, before I go any further, I want to go ahead and make a verbal disclaimer right now and let you guys know that in this video, race will be discussed, okay? So you have already been warned. If you're not interested in hearing about it, please stop the video now, okay? Let's go. Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? You know, guys, I've been doing videos long enough, and I've been watching videos on YouTube and reading the comments long enough to where I already know, depending on what the topic is about, what's going to prompt and elicit people to make racist comments on your video. You know, before I get into the comments that Adrien Broner made about Lucas Mathysse and Marcos Maidana, I want to make it very clear that this has a lot to do with the video that I just did with Duran talking about Floyd Mayweather. It correlates perfect. If you guys remember, I was talking about people's emotional attachment and their passion for the fighters that they like and they love and the fighters that they hate, right? Well, when I say what I'm about to say right now, it's not just opinion. This is fact, because I'm basing this off of the statistics of the messages that I received talking about certain issues. Now, and I find it ironic that whenever I do a video where I criticize or talk negative about a non-black fighter that a lot of non-black fans like, I receive hate messages, right? Now understand something. In those videos, I didn't say anything racist. I didn't even bring up race. Just like the video that I just dropped regarding Juan Marquez and Bob Arum and this USADA drug testing situation that is very controversial right now, right? Now I talk about the suspicion of the situation, and not even an hour in, I get a racist message. Once again, did I bring up racism? No, I didn't bring up racism, right? But the point that I'm making is, once again, there are a certain demographic of fans that are so emotionally attached that their ignorance boils over when they hear anything negative about their fighter. And it's very important to note that the people who send these messages, this is a way that they had always thought. This is not just something that just got pulled out of them because they watched a video and all of a sudden they're like, oh, wow, I didn't even realize I was a racist until now. No, they were always this way. They just wait for something to upset them so they can feel more comfortable to release the racism, right? And of course, on YouTube, you remain anonymous, you know, so you could go back to work, and you could smile at all your black friends, your white friends, your Asian friends, and then you could get on this damn internet later on when you get home, and you can unleash hell on these motherfuckers, right? You know, when you hear people say shit like, oh, you know, all these people sending racist messages, they're just trolls and all that shit. Ain't no motherfucking trolls. These are everyday people that we see at the fucking grocery store, at the bank, and everywhere else. These are the same people. They are just comfortable to say the shit because they're given a platform to feel comfortable with saying this shit, right? I mean, I've seen many offensive, you know, headlines of YouTube videos that I completely disagree with. You know, showing Floyd Mayweather with a chicken on, you know, on his body, or a KFC box, or whatever type of Photoshop that they do. I've seen this shit, but never did I think to myself, let me see who the uploader is. I want to hit his ass with some racial shit. I've never even thought that way, right? Never did I thought that. The only thing that I thought was, this is just another casual, ignorant fan, you know, who hates Floyd Mayweather and is so far from common sense that he's not even sitting in the same room, you know, with us educated boxing aficionados that know something about the sport, right? So I don't even pay it any mind. Never do I think about, let me play the race card and start offending this person in particular racially. But there are so many people that do this though, right? And all of us that watch these videos, no matter what you watch on YouTube, we are all accustomed and used to seeing hate messages on almost every single video. It doesn't matter what the video is about. But obviously, if the video has something to do with a black person, it's a better chance for it to be there, right? For example, I have some 19, 18-year-old, female cousins who, they're kind of crazy. They're into like Japanese anime type stuff. They've got so much into it. They even watch Japanese TV shows, and they're big fans of that kind of stuff, right? And it was funny because they were telling me one time, they was like, man, but we watch these shows on YouTube and stuff, and she was like, one of my cousins was like, man, but the comments are always so racist, right? And I'm like, damn, even in that little genre of videos and shit like that, it doesn't matter what the video is. If people can get away with it anonymously, they will release the shit. So Dante, what the hell does this have to do with Adrien Broner's comments towards Mathysse and Maidana? Well, I'm glad you asked. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I've been doing enough videos to know what will elicit people's hate to come out and for them to start posting racial comments on your video. This is the reason why you guys will almost always see, comment approvals on my videos. So Adrien Broner, he says in an interview, I'm going to fuck up Maidana, right? And I'm going to fuck up Mathysse as well. But I couldn't get to Mathysse, so instead, I'm going to fuck up Maidana. Now, the fire from what Adrien Broner said has already started to spread. I've already seen headlines of some YouTube videos. I didn't watch them, but I read the headline, and it says shit like, why boxing fans hate Adrien Broner, etc., right? Understand something, guys. Adrien Broner, when he brought this up, he didn't say anything about race. He didn't say, I'm going to fuck him up because I'm black, and this is black power, baby, and etc., like that. Once you go black, you attack, or some stupid shit like that, he didn't say anything like that, right, is my point. And see, this goes back to what I was talking about in my Mayweather-Duran video. A lot of people, especially if you are a very prideful person, you come from a very prideful race, right, and you believe my race is number one, and we're the best. I don't care who's pound for pound, we the best. I don't care how many times my guy loses or wins. It don't matter. We the best no matter what, right? So you hear an arrogant, cocky black guy saying, I'm going to fuck up your guy. That's right. And when you say fuck up, that's putting extra seasoning on it, right? Them is almost fighting words. So now you have these other prideful people that are saying, can you believe this black dude has the nerve to talk like he's the best, like he's the shit? He gonna fuck somebody up. And that right there, it prompts ignorant people to go motherfucking bananas, right? And post as much racist shit as they can. Like I said, even though Adrien Broner didn't say nothing racist, right? He just has confidence in himself. But the reality of it is you cannot be black in this sport and be cocky and confident and believe that you could beat anybody in the world without receiving the most racist backlash. I mean, it's a fact. It is a fact. I mean, it's no different than the Floyd Mayweather situation. Floyd Mayweather is loved and he's also hated. He's the biggest draw in boxing, but he's the most hated in the sport. And there's a reason why he is the most hated. It all started with De La Hoya. It all started with De La Hoya. And what's interesting is Oscar De La Hoya, he actually corroborated with me on saying exactly the same thing that I have been saying for years. The reason he actually said in an interview on Floyd Mayweather's documentary on CBS leading up to the Guerrero fight, Oscar De La Hoya, this is exactly what he said. He said, you know, here I am, the golden boy, you know, the big star of the sport of boxing. All of a sudden, here's this brash, flashy guy no one ever heard of, and he's talking big game, you know. He's cocky, he's arrogant, and he's talking about how he's going to beat me easy, and et cetera, and all of these things, right? And then on top of it, he actually does it, and he actually wins. This is what made people hate the shit out of Floyd Mayweather. When I say people, I'm talking about a certain demographic. Let's be honest, guys. You know, I mean, obviously there's no surprise, you know, from me talking to my Mexican friends, there's obviously no surprise that the majority of people who dislike Floyd Mayweather are Latinos. But don't get me wrong. There's also a lot of Latinos that love Floyd Mayweather. I seen a guy at one of the Floyd Mayweather weigh-ins. You know, this Mexican dude, he had he took up the whole row, him and his friends and girls and all that, you know, and realistically, you know, I thought they probably hated Floyd Mayweather. And I was taking pictures of some stuff. He was next to me, and he said to me, hey man, take a picture of this. And this dude had a full-size tattoo of Floyd Mayweather, his whole body, standing there with his arm raised with a belt. He had that shit tatted on his arm, right? So it turned out him and his whole posse, they love Floyd, right? So I mean, I'm not saying it's all Latinos, right? But let's be honest. When you look at the messages and et cetera, the majority of people who hate Floyd Mayweather are Latinos, right? And of course the Pacquiao fans, right? Which I can understand why they would hate him. He's the arch rival. It's like Magic versus, you know, Bird. In a certain instance when it comes to Filipino fans, right? So the point that I'm making once again is, just like I said in my Adrien Mayweather video, a very big chunk of fans in this sport are far more culturally and emotionally attached to this sport than they will be attached to any other sport. Therefore, hearing Broner say something like, I'm going to fuck up your guy. I'm going to fuck up your guy. That makes people go fucking ballistic, because the way they're looking at it is, how dare this black bastard tell me he's going to beat my guy. You know what? I'm about to get on this damn computer and act a damn fool. And that's what they say. And that's what they do. Now, what's once again funny and ironic about the whole situation is, when people see all of these racist-ass comments on all of these videos, no one even pays attention to it. You know, which I'm not saying you should, but no one really pays attention to all the racial comments that are on all these videos, right? Every now and then someone will send them a message, but the majority of people, they don't respond to it. And the reason why a lot of people don't respond to it is because you're used to seeing it. It's an everyday thing. It's nothing new to see it, right? If you guys don't believe me when I say that this pride and passion and emotional attachment to the sport guide you into displaying some of the most ignorant racism on YouTube, if you guys don't believe me, go back and watch some of my old videos. I'm going to tell you right now, you know, my biggest video as far as views that I've ever did, and also a video that received the most hate messages out of all my videos, is the video that I did when I called Ortiz a quitter for quitting against Josito Lopez. That video, I received more hate than all of my videos probably combined on just that video. Why? Because people who support Ortiz, they could not accept the fact that someone was saying something negative about one of their guys. So when I get a very ignorant person send me a message saying, Dante, why are you even talking about race? What I want you to do is start sending those messages to all of the ignorant people who keep making racist comments on videos that have nothing to do with race. Why don't you do that? Why don't you tell them, you know, all you're doing is making this racist situation even worse. You're the fucking problem, right? Why don't you guys send them messages and say that to them, okay? I got to end this, but I'm going to extend it. I'm on to the next one.